Good morning, it's Cail. Today I'm going to be working on my Heaven and Earth design, Once Upon a Fairy Tale by Aimee Stewart. Welcome to the channel, welcome back if you've been here before. My heat just went on, so you might hear that in the background, that little shh sound, which is kind of irritating, but it's kind of chilly this morning, so we're going to go ahead and not worry about that too much. Let me go ahead and test out my little chat thing. Let's see. Go ahead and put in good morning. See if that shows up okay. Then I'll explain a little bit about how I have things set up over here. I don't see it. Why? It should come up on the screen. Okay. I'm not going to worry about that too much. Let me go ahead and get the Spotify going. I'm going to put some Christmas tunes on since it's the week before Christmas. I got my dates right. A little out of it on that, so that's fine. So let me tell you about the setup here. Normally I'm cross-stitching out in the living room. And I wanted to show you the Stitch Smart stand that I got. But there's a mechanism, screw around like this mechanism that lifts it up or down. And my husband tightened it so tight I cannot undo it to lift it up while I'm over here in my office. So I just went ahead and took it off the stand, and I'm going to attempt to cross stitch without it. So another note is that this camera up above me is actually connected to the desk, which is normally not an issue because I'm usually diamond painting over there at my drafting table. But this is not the setup, so hopefully I won't, move the camera too much. So let's see here. So from the last video, little update I did, I mentioned that I was going to get the 8x8 Q snap. So it came in, it's working much better. I have better tension here. It's not so loose as it was on the 11x17. So I'm like, oh good, thank goodness that's going to work. Okay. I went ahead and I finished up the little threads that were, the part threads that were over here, just to kind of get them out of the way. I've got these still here hanging around. This one here, since I'm doing these two squares here, mostly doing royal rows with a little bit of cross country depending on the length of the thread. So that's a logistical cross stitch thing. So I'm going to try and be a little bit more strict and, part down here. Where's that sound coming from in the music? It sounds like somebody talking. I have no idea why. It's supposed to be non-copyright, so pardon that. I'm just found it on Spotify. Okay, so if the thread is kind of short and there's just a few stitches here, I'll go ahead and finish those, which is kind of why you see these here. If it's long like this, I'll go ahead and park it. I'm not really parking this way. Mostly I'm trying to park down this way. So I'm still kind of, figuring out the logistics of this. So I've got my, out of the way, put this on, my pattern keeper here on my tablet. And so you can see here where I've been working. And we're over here. So right now I have highlighted the black. So you can see the thread number there. It's 310 is black. And I'm going to come down and do all of the black in these two squares. And then I'll ignore these and I'll come back over here and start working on this square and move my way down. So that's kind of where I am using Pattern Keeper. I am 1.14%. There's 402, I think it's 402,000 stitches I've done 4,587. So, yeah, it's a big project. It's going to take forever. So this is over here to my right, so I can mark the stitches. And then, yeah, my little keyboard is glowing over here. I did some work on it this weekend, as I mentioned, getting rid of some of those part threads over here. I also got in my fabric for 2 swans in a pond and started those. I've done 2 squares, working on the 3rd and the 4th. So I did, you know, top square, bottom square. I'm working on like the next set. And I didn't work on, again, Dragon Charmer. Well, maybe I did for a little bit. So I was trying to like kind of spread my time. So say like I diamond painted for an hour or 2, and then I cross stitched for an hour or 2 while I was watching TV. So I've got some black here. Hopefully the volumes are all okay. I still don't see my little chat thing. I wonder if I need to chat box. Let me go look at the settings, because it normally works. But I don't see it, and I don't know if there's a way to like deactivate it and then reactivate it. Like, it doesn't show you if you look at the properties. It just gives you like the theme, you know, delay, disable message animations. I don't even know if YouTube even has those. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is like Twitch related, and we're not on Twitch. So I'm gonna move this all the way to the top and maybe see if that works. So I'll just go over here and type in hello and see if it pops back up. There it goes. I hate the colors, and I'll have to figure out how to do that, but okay. Technical issues. So let's see here. So the kind of way that I do this loop method, it's a little, I know some people, I saw somebody doing it and they were like on the back side of the fabric. I was like, oh, okay. But I don't want to really be turning this, you know, back and forth. I don't know what that voice is in the background of that. Maybe I'll change that. Let me go and take a look. Let's go to Spotify. Yeah, I don't know. It says Christmas no copyright music. Let me go back to home. No, let me go back to the search. There's classical. What if I type in copyright free Christmas music? I mean, isn't that most of it? Instrumental Christmas. Let's do this one. Oh, that's a song. Wait, what's a playlist? What's this one? We wish you a Merry Christmas. Okay. I'll leave it on that one. That is better than the other one. Okay. So, I'm going to do 3 here. So, needless to say, I don't know, if you watch my previous videos, you'll hear me talking about my sinus issues with ragweed. Well, apparently, since we had a freeze, ragweed season is done, but now it's mountain cedar. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I've been taking my meds for that, but the past few mornings, which kind of sucked, it was the weekend, I woke up with like a massive sinus headache. It was awful. So I've been taking meds for that. So I know that I'm doing this it's not by hand, but the frame, the hoop is in my hand, right? And my hand's going back around. Normally when it's on the stand, this is kind of like, this will like hang, so it kind of be more out of the way than it is like right now. I'll just have to deal with it for right now. Now the two swans in a pond, I'm actually just cross stitching that in hand. I'm not going to put it on a hoop or anything. That's fine. It's not as big of a project, and it's more manageable that way. Okay, so let me mark these off. Those are done. So today I've done a whopping 5 stitches. Woohoo! So this little black, okay, so I'm making my own floss drops. Why I decided to do that and not buy them is beyond me. And I still may break down and buy some pre-made ones because it's just a time crunch issue, and there's so many colors. So when I was putting the black, taking the black off the actual like skein wrapping that it comes in, I ended up, I don't know how I did it, but I cut them too short. So on the one hand, it's a pain because if you're doing a bunch of black, there's just no way. So I'm gonna have to break out another one of my skeins and make those threads a little bit longer. And then for areas where there's just like a few black stitches like here, I'll just use the shorter ones that I messed up on cutting. Dumb. Okay, so there's 4 black there. So the stitching in hand for the two swans in a pond is pretty cool. And then I'm doing that one. It's 18 count, but I'm doing 2 over 1, which I probably should have done with this one. I can't remember why I decided to do more. I think I wanted more coverage. I want it to be a thicker coverage. And I still wanted to use the loop method for starting a thread. And this one has 2. So it's more difficult because I have more bulk building up in the back. But it looks better. At least so far. I mean, I've only gotten a little ways into the 2 swans in a pond. So I'll have to, you know, maybe get a little bit further and decide if that coverage is enough. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this because it's a crap short piece of thread. Like, seriously. So I did buy some different needles that are a little bit sharper. This will make sense. They have a narrower point to make it through the bulk that's on the back. A little thread catcher is right here. Okay, so let me mark those. So the little needle, the thinner, that's not the right word, the pointier needle is nice, but it's harder to get through, to pull through this bulk. This is bulky, that's the back. It's not too shabby. But yeah. Okay, let's see here, what's next? So I've got all of my flosses on my desk is an L, you know, so it's the main desk, and over to the right is the other part of the L. So I've got the flosses in their boxes there. So the next color is $37.99. So here's the boxes. Here's the other black. So I have plenty of black, so I'll make longer threads for those sections. 37.99. What's this color? 37.99. So this is going to be a holiday season that again will be difficult to get through because my son and my mom are no longer here, no longer with me. So to make sure that's 4. As a matter of fact, let's see, today is the 18th. So in 4 days, it will be a year and a half since my son passed away. And then of course all the, so here are the needles, 2 different needles. I don't know if you can see that, one skinnier. This is the skinny one. That's the fatter one. I don't know. I don't have the autofocus on because every time I move my hand, this thing in the back's going boom, doo, doo, doo. I hate that. Let me try using the thicker needle. See how that works. I'm gonna go back and forth. Yes, I do use a needle threader because I'm blind. And why make things more difficult for myself? Anyhow, yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to Christmas and not looking forward to Christmas. Why is this thread sticking up here? I have to tighten that down. Okay, so here, so this section right here, you can't see it, but this little section right here, I don't know what happened to the stitch there. It's like it got rubbed or something, and I don't even know how. Yeah, I don't think the cat was messing with it, but it just looks weird right there. So I was trying to fix it yesterday, but I may just take the entire stitch out and redo it. But I don't know what happened. It just looks weird. I don't know what the right word is to describe it, but it just looks weird. Okay, so then we've got this one, the last one here. Then I'll finish up that square. Why does this look funny right there? I don't know. Sometimes I wonder what is going on. What is going on? I don't know what happened right there. I can just see like fuzzy. Maybe it's like some thread coming through from the back. Like one of these little cut off ends, but right now I don't have the patience to deal with it. Okay, so I did those 2. Let's mark those off. That's that entire square. And then that color, this color is not down here. And it's not here. So there's a couple down here, which I'm not doing that. And there's one here. So I'll probably do the one. So let's see. I'll show you. Get that in the frame. So the pink is the stitch. That's $37.99. So I just did the 2 up here. And there's none here. And there's none here. But there's that one right there. But I have this color parked over here. And there's 2 there and 2 there. So what I may do is just go ahead and do this one. This is like working out the logistics of it. So I may go ahead and do this one. And then end the thread. And I don't use the pin stitch. I'll just, put it over here and, clip it off. And then when I go back over here to this square, I'll have that color and I'll use that thread there that's parked already for these 4 stitches. Let's see if there are any more. Oh, there's more. Right, so I'll use this part thread for these. Or this way. However, there's only one here. But I'm not carrying this thread all the way in the back from all the way up there to down here. I mean, it's not that far actually on the fabric. You know, it's just a small space, but, you know, it's a dark color, so I'm not going to do that. But I will go ahead and just do that one. So let's see here. Try not to move the desk too much while I'm stitching here. So I sent my granddaughter Christmas presents. Okay. So we'll go ahead and finish with this one. I don't want to make it like drag out too long, so I'm just going to do it within the same square and just clip it off. Okay. Go ahead and mark that one done. So I'm always wondering, like, how long of a piece of thread do you keep? You know, is this good for, you know, a couple more stitches? So I'll go ahead and keep this one and just kind of wrap it around here. Okay. 97.99. Okay, next color. So we're moving. This square is done. So there's one here. What color is that? That's 798. And there's 3 of them. There's my scissors. Be a pointer. Maybe pointer. There's this one here. And this one here. And then there's one over here. Over here. So, I mean, you know, that's not too far. But do I really want to carry it over there or just do these 2? I mean, strictly speaking, doing this one over here, is not, you know, royal rose, so to speak. So I had said I was going to be stricter. So if I just do these 2 and not carry that over, you know, then I'll just have to do the 1 stitch. So I think I'll do that. So let's see, 798's blue. This blue here. That's what I got here. Anyhow, so in a way, I'm just not really looking forward to Christmas. I didn't last year. Last year was pretty bad. This year probably won't be as bad. I mean, you know, I miss my son. I miss my mom. Still a lot. I miss my daughter, the one that's in England. And, but I'll keep myself busy. I'll still think about them. Christmas was usually a pretty big deal in my house. Oh, seriously? Not only when I was a child, but, you know, when I had my own kids. So it's just memories. Just trying to remember the good things, not think about the bad. Keep telling myself that. What is this? If I turn it on the side, I can kind of see that little fuzzy. Maybe I'll try and trim it with scissors, see what happens. So the other thing I did was my little acrylic or whatever nails were growing out. I didn't really want to spend the money to go back and have a fill and all that jazz, so I just kind of took them off, which is never a good idea. So they're a little thrashed, but now I gotta get used to having short nails. Oh my god, my vision. Can you get through the stitch? No, not there. Well, let's go from the top to the bottom. So the rest of the day, I haven't decided what I'm going to do. My chores are pretty much caught up. The house is clean. We had some plumbing issues where I made a mistake when I was cleaning the refrigerator. And I ended up clogging up the kitchen sink because I was throwing out some old soup that my husband had made. Of course, I wasn't thinking that I was going to clog the sink, but that ended up happening. It cost us a pretty chunk of change to get the plumber out here. Man, they charge so much for, like, you know, some minuscule amount of work. And we did have a snake, and my husband was trying to snake it out, but it just didn't reach far enough. I guess the clog was like further down the main. So that kind of put a world of hurt on us for the dollar amount. But we'll recover. Okay, so I think this one here is next. So of course we have to take everything from under the kitchen sink, so all the cleaners, blah blah, trash bags, bring all that out. And he was messing around with it for a couple hours and getting more and more upset, you know. Finally he's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to call a plumber. I was like, you know, if you have to do it, you have to do it. We'll just have to cope, right? Just like with any other emergency crisis. So that's what we did. And then once the plumber was gone, let's get back under the sink, clean everything. I did a bit more organizing, just wiped it down and everything. So that part was nice. I was kind of in cleaning mode a little bit anyway. I was just waiting for the football games to start. Because I usually, during football season, I'll watch football on the weekends. And Monday night and Thursday night. Yeah, so we watch football. So I think I do one here. Depressing song, Old Lang Syne. Come on, get in there. This kind of... So I did a whole rewatch of Game of Thrones, which I still think is a good TV show. I wish they just had kept the high quality from the early seasons to the end, but they didn't. It's awful. They just got lazy in their writing. You know, Jon killing Daenerys, it was just like ridiculous. Okay, so there were 3 there, and there is one more here. Okay. So this color here, let's put that there. It's not here. It's not here. It's not here. It's not here. Let me mark this one done that I just did. And then it does come down here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. So it's down here. So I think what I'll do, okay, let's figure out, let's try not to move the desk, Daphne. Okay. I've got these 2 stitches, and it's on the same row as the top one, so I'm figuring things out. Okay, so I'm going to park that one there, and I'm going to mark it as parked. More parked in lower left corner. Okay, that takes care of that. And then the other thing I did a rewatch of is the Lord of the Rings, which is awesome and the best thing ever. Like, totally awesome. Okay, now here, this section right here is going to be a total difficult situation, let's put it that way, so I don't have to curse, because normally I would be cursing about it. But in here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 colors are in this little square right here. What a pain in the neck. Oh god, no, this is 7, 8, 9 colors. Okay, well, let's just get on. let's do it. Be brave. Okay, the first one's 3. This first one here is 327. Let's see. $327 is like a little purple color. So normally, I mean, like right now I'm streaming, I'm at my desk, sitting at my desk, and even though my computer chair is very comfortable, it's just not the same as sitting in the living room, you know, watching Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings and cross-stitching. So let's throw that there. It's a little different. Not as comfortable. Okay, let's see. So this has 2. There's one here and there's one here. So I'm going to do both of them. There's none here and there's none here. That's one of the things about an Aimee Stewart piece of art. I don't want to say drawing. It's not a drawing. It's not. Is it a painting? I'd have to go see like what media she uses to do her work in. It's probably acrylic paint. Okay, this one is down here. And the second one, 1, 2, right. But there's like 1,000 colors. Or it seems like there's 1,000 colors. Okay, let me just put this over here. So all total in the project for this color, there's 3,519 stitches. So I'll keep this in case there's another little area that has just a few, you know, stitches. I'll probably make it work. Where did I stick the thing? Oh, up here. Okay, 327. Okay, let me mark those done. So when I started the 2 swans in a pond, the first few squares and kind of along the top, they're all like, these squares are all like one color. So it's super easy, just like stitch the whole thing. There's not a lot of thread color changing going on. Like it's going on like right now in this square. Okay, this one's 3860. I believe I have 3860 on a floss drop. Hold on. Okay. So I'll kind of show you how I temporarily have them hanging. They're on a hanger. A little plastic hanger, right? So this is how they look. So I've got like the white and the ecru, and then the 150, the 100s, 200s, 300s, on all the way up to the 3800s. So that's where I have them. And since I'm normally not, you know, stitching in here, it's not a big deal. I just carry this out to the living room with me, and it's right there. So let me figure out where I can hang this for right now. Okay, hold on. I do have a pegboard in here. Okay. Here's the 3860. I don't believe. So I'll show you the difference between. Okay, so this is the way, the length that I cut most of the threads to that are on the floss drop. You can see it's pretty long. So that when I fold them in half to do the loop stitch, it's about, you know, 18 inches or so, right? Well, when I cut the black, and I did it wrong when I was trying to do the floss drop, because it was kind of right at the beginning when I was learning how to make it. It's like 12 inches. So when I fold it, it's like 6. You know, and you can only do a few stitches. It was really dumb. I don't even know. Yeah, I'll keep it because I don't want to throw it out. That would be a waste. But I can do areas where there's like 1 or 2 black stitches. But I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. So I'm going to split this into 2. And then the leftover stuff that I'm not going to use this here. This is the other 2. I'll put back on the floss drop. And just use these, and then this one here. Cross stitch, thread, working the thread. So let's try and get them all at the same length on the end. Okay. I mean, I could pull and yank and stuff. I just don't have the patience. Just trim the end. But I do have to say that with all the logistical issues that cross stitch presents, because think about it, you got to get all your threads together, and if you're not, if you don't use a needle threader, you're good to go. But then you got to get a needle threader, and then I've got like the pin cushion and the tablet for pattern keeper, where before we used to use paper and just, you know, mark it off with a pencil. What a drag that was. And you know, you've got your frame that you got it on, you got your needle minder there, your needle keeper, whatever the heck you call it. Get everything together, and then, so, okay, you've got all your materials together. You're ready to sit down comfortably on the couch, put a TV show on, and you're like, oh, you get to a square that's got 50,000 colors in it, and you're like, this is not relaxing. But you can't avoid it because you have to do that square. You're not going to leave an empty square in your project. It's ridiculous. So you know that you have to do it, and you're just like, oh my gosh. And so even though you love doing it, because I love cross stitching, right? Really rediscover the love of it that I had before. I don't know why now at this age, but wow. Like I just have this urge to cross stitch all the time. It's terrible. I mean, terrible and wonderful. The second. So, you know, it's a process, and it can be irritating because you're like, oh, this thread's tangled, or oh, I ran out of thread, now I got to get another thread out, you know, oh, I need better light, or these threads got tangled, or white, like I did here. So see, I've got like some loose like thread right here, so I'm not going to yank on it because I don't know what it goes to, right? I'll have to cover it when I do this area here. Just stuff like that, you know. And nobody's going to be looking at the back of my work. I'm not going to hang it on the wall once I put it in. Well, once I finish it, if I manage to stay alive long enough to finish it, and then you know, frame it and so on and so forth. So nobody's going to see the back. So I'm not like particularly picky. That's a nice phrase. Particularly picky about the backside, how it looks. I'm more obviously concerned about the front. And I'm going to start cutting these right here. Okay, so I did the 4 that are in this square. And I'm going to go ahead and park this one here. Okay. I'll mark that one. Let's see, these are done. Okay. So now we're going to move on to this one here, between those two. Yeah, I have the autofocus off because I just hate the way it just moves. And I don't leave it on for the diamond painting streams either. The heat just went on. But I suppose it's probably irritating. I'll leave them there for right now. So let's look at the next color. This color has 1 stitch. It's 38.35. Which is this kind of purple color. What's going on here? That's why these are kind of nice and kind of a pain. See what's going on here. Looks like there's 4. Split those apart. And it's kind of nice. This one has, let's see, 3,800 stitches of this color in this project. So since I looked it over when I got to this color the first time, and it's like, oh, it's kind of sparse throughout, so I didn't make the threads too long. Gosh, don't stick to my hand. Actually, I gotta check the weather, see what temperature it's gonna be. Yesterday it was like 60 degrees, so I was able to shut the heat and open the front door, the back door. Okay. Get out of the way. I know there's a way, I was looking at it, this pin stitch, for when you do like just one color, one stitch. I don't know if I like it, which is why I'm not doing it. I tried it on the Dragon Charmer, I think, or maybe earlier on, you know, at the beginning of this one. I didn't really like it because you're fiddling going through threads and stuff. I mean, I understand why, but you know, I don't really. I'll just bring this over here and I'll just stitch over it. Uh-oh, there's hubby. You can wait just a minute. So I'm going to bring this over here and just cut it. And then now this is pretty short, so I'll go ahead and trash that. But I will save this for another, because, let's see, that was this one. So I got the empty square, and then this square here has 2 of that color. So I'll save this little piece of thread for that. Okay, that was 38.35. Let me go ahead and mark that one done. Just look back here. Okay. This is 770, this one stitch right there at the end, 779. That's this color here, it's like a brown. So when I was cleaning the refrigerator shelves, I cut my thumb, and then I noticed today that where I wear my engagement ring and my wedding ring, I got like a sore or something, like a cut, I don't know, bug bite, something, because we still have bugs here in Texas because it's still warm. And let's put this back on here. Let's use this one here. I'm sure somebody who's been cross-stitching a lot longer than I've been is watching me. They would be watching me and be like, what is she doing? Why is she making it so difficult for herself? I'm trying not to. I mean, I have, you know, watched some other videos and gotten some good ideas. I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying. Somebody did a good idea, but I can't remember what it was. Well, that's how I found out about this starting loop stitch method thing. But there was something else. I can't remember what. That's how I found out about the Q snaps. I didn't know about those. I had just normally used regular embroidery hoops. What else did I learn? Something. Oh, how to just like when you're done with the color, instead of turning this over every single time and running the thread underneath, which is what I used to do, was just to have this little ends here and just clip them as they get covered. They kind of get in the way sometimes, but for the most part it makes it easier. Because I'm going to get ready to cut these in just a second, because they are starting to get in the way. Can you get in there? So I actually am going to cut that one like right now. And this one here that's bugging me, this blue. Can I get them all? That's better. So since it's been warm here, it does not feel like Christmas. The house is decorated with Christmas stuff, but it does not feel like Christmas, which is why I was like, oh, Christmas is this coming up. Like, what's today, the 18th? Like in a week, it's Christmas. I'm like, okay, like I don't even, like, it doesn't feel like Christmas because it's so warm. And just, I don't know. I mean, we had a rainy day and it was chilly, but it just, you know, it doesn't feel like Christmas. It's always been hard since I moved here from South Bend, Indiana, where I was living with my ex a long time ago when we got separated. And I moved in with my mom and her new husband. Ugh, awkward. I was like 36 or something. Sucked. Yeah, the first year I was here, winter, it was like in the 50s. And I grew up on the East Coast in Maryland, outside of DC. And my dog sneezed. Bless you. And you know, it got cold and it snowed and so forth. And here it's just usually fairly warm with an occasional, you know, snowmageddon, like we had that one year a couple years ago where everything froze. But it normally does not feel like Christmas here when it's Christmas time. It's been really hard. And I've been here in Texas since my son was born in 1990. I came, he was still young, maybe like 91. Yeah, so I've been here since 1991, with a few years out of that time period for living in Florida. Okay, let's see, that's that one, that one, that one. 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. The 2 there and the 1 there. And then these 3 up here. Okay, so I guess what I could do is park that. How much thread do I have? Yeah, I can park it. So that's going to be parked. There's 2 there. It's going to be parked right next to this one on the first row. So I'll show you how I do this on Pattern Keeper. Okay, so set it to markup up there. And I'm going to highlight all those stitches I just did. So they're all highlighted, and I'm going to mark them, done. And then this one here is where I parked. Go away. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll stop. Okay, so this one here is where I parked the stitch. So you can see it's highlighted. So here it says clear and then it says more. So I didn't realize this at first, but you can just click on more, and you tell it where you have it parked based on how you do your stitches. So I have it in the lower left corner because stitches are square, right? Unless you're doing half stitch. So lower left to upper right, and then lower right to upper left if you're doing the full cross stitch. So I'm going to put it parked in the lower left hand corner, and then it just like partly highlights it, and that one's done. So let's see. So this one here is 814, which I always check and make sure I don't have it like parked already, like I parked it from before, like over here when I was weirding out on my Royal Rose issue. 814. Let me see. Here it is. It's on a floss drop. Let me get these scissors. I'm going to use the scissors. I'm going to pull that thread off the floss drop. So it's this color, but that doesn't look right. Because it's showing a brown and this is like a red. That cannot be right. Let me see. It says 814, but I just question that. So let me go over here in a browser and I'm going to check. And I'm going to type in DMC 814. I'm going to put floss. Okay, it says that it's dark garnet. Why doesn't it look like dark garnet in Pattern Keeper? Well, I guess maybe it does. Okay, it's right. Okay. Cool. I'm not totally off my rocker. So let's split this. So I can get okay. And let's take the other part. Two. I have to remember what this one was. I didn't put it back when I said I would. So I gotta remember what color that is. Oh, that's let me go back up here. 3860. That could be a bad habit. Not remembering to do that, right? Like when you're done with it, put it back on the floss drop. Maybe I'll do that with this one here, the 814. Every time I hear Christmas music, it makes me think about being in the band and doing Christmas concerts every year. I play my clarinet. Oh, Lord. Sometimes the band played really well, and sometimes we didn't. And I changed schools quite a bit because we were moving. And so I was in one school for, let's see, so 6th grade I was in one school, then 7th grade I was in 2 schools because we did desegregation. So I was going to one junior high, and then I ended up in another junior high. And then we moved, so I ended up going to another junior high. It's ridiculous. And then I went to the high school I was supposed to be going to, and then a new one had been built and opened up. It was a science and technology high school. And I was such a nerd. I was like, I want to go there. It looks cool. So you had to take a test to get in there. So I took the test and I passed it. I mean, I don't know how I passed it because I suck at math. Especially back then because I was skipping math class. I'm going to hang out with my friends. It's bad. But yeah, I got in. So I was part of the first graduating class of that school. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so this one, there's only 2 in this square. Are you serious? And it's underneath. There's the park stitch. It goes here. So this one's going to get parked as well. Listen to that sax. Jazzing on. Okay, let's see her. Okay, I got the parked. I'm going to put this one right here. Park it there. So let's mark the 2 that I did done, and then mark the park stitch. There we go. So you can see they're building up here. I don't know, like the thing I've been trying to figure out is, I saw somebody, she had something like, it looked like maybe like a double magnet type thing, like the needle minder here, needle keeper or whatever. But it was bigger. It was like a bigger round thing. It looked like she like wrapped her threads around it, but I can't figure out what that was. I don't know. Okay, so the next one is 315. I wonder what part of the picture. Here's another kind of reddish color. I don't like the way this one is poking up a bit. Get down in there. It's better. I wonder if I should cut these here. They're in the way. This is that green there. This is the black here, and this is this purple. I think that's 550. And then up here, I can probably cut this one. Try not to let those build up too much, because they get in the way. Okay, so 3:15. How long have I been going? An hour? Go a little bit longer. The dogs are still asleep. And I'll probably bring everything back out to the living room. And so this color only has 1,485 stitches in the pattern. I'll probably bring everything out into the living room and then just find something on TV to watch. I want to watch House of the Dragon. I think that's what it's called. Not House of Dragons, but House of the Dragon. And now that I've finished my Game of Thrones rewatch, but I kind of want to watch it with my hubby, so I've kind of put it off. Maybe I'll just do another rewatch of Lord of the Rings, because it's awesome. Splitting these apart. Okay, I'll fold this one over. I also want to watch, do a rewatch, do the Duchess. Let's see, I don't know, I've been feeling like watching that. I probably want to watch Basil. I'll just do some rewatching. Probably on Christmas we'll watch like A Christmas Story and It's a Wonderful Life. Probably watch Die Hard, which the eternal argument of whether it's a Christmas movie or not continues on, that I've seen on X, Twitter, and in the channel chats that I watch. So I mostly watch The Renaissance Nerd. His name is Adam. The Renaissance Nerd. And I watch Nerdrotics, Gary and his gang. And then Nerdporeal Lifeform and Prophet of the Dragon. And Salty Traveling Sea. Those are all my like Wheel of Time gang. It's kind of where we first started off together. And I watch Asmongold. He's a nutcase, but I watch him for the gaming stuff mostly. I mean, he's got some whack opinions, but he's entertaining, so I'll give him that. Okay, so this one here is in here. I watch As, which is Heel versus Babyface, and Geeks and Gamers. What else? Some of the stitching folks, diamond painting folks, Diamonds and Washi. I think what's the cross stitch ladies? Something like Stitch With Me Daily or something. Stitching Mommy. Did I do that right? Why doesn't that not look right? It just looks uneven. I don't like it. Let me see. This is the other thing I was trying to solve. Okay, I see. So it's got to push this. The little thread got, of the fabric got like pushed down. That's my fault. Okay, let's rethread this. watch some other gamer folks every once in a while, not so much like every day or anything. Yes, I just licked the freaking thread. Okay. Don't hate me. I'm old. Okay, so that was that one. So there's side by side. Lame. Okay. Probably a few years ago, probably would have been watching different sorts of content, probably more on the liberal side. But I'm just so tired of some of the stuff going on that side of the spectrum that I just kind of went back to my... Oh, it's my brother. He can wait. No, that was somebody else. That I kind of went back to my like original conservative roots that I used to be when I was young. You know, 18, voting age. Just because I can't take the other side too much. Just you know. But I'm not a fan of either side going overboard. It's like, oh my God, have you ever heard of like moderation? Like in the middle, like where most people want to be, like not extreme. What's buzzing me? I don't know, something that sounded like it was buzzing me. Good Lord. Somebody's leaving me a message on my cell phone. So that's why I listen to the, maybe it's the music. That's why I listen to the channels that I do listen to. Yeah, it's the music. That sounds weird. Get out of there. Okay, let's see. That sounds terrible. I want to change that. Wait a minute. Where am I supposed to be? Third row, no, way up here. Okay, so wait, 2, 2, 1. I lost my spots, but interruptions are not particularly helpful. I changed that. It's getting on my nerves. What's the next song? I don't know. So yeah, so I kind of, I was like conservative. I don't really like the labels. I'm really more in the middle. And most people probably are. So I'm not like super far right, super far left. Like I'm kind of in the, you know, some things are good on each side. You have to have a balance and not hate the other side. But man, when you start going to like massive extremes on either side, I just can't handle it. It's like, wow, you just lost your minds. Like, let's try and keep it in the middle and a little, you know, a little bit for everybody. Okay, so this one, let me mark those. Oh, shoot. So I've gone from being a conservative to a liberal back to a conservative. Go figure. But for the most part, I don't like using those labels. I'm really more in the middle. And ideally, if I actually looked at my really super idealistic Aquarius self, I wish there was no government. And technically that's an anarchist, but really I figure that we should all be evolved enough as human beings, like just evolved enough where we didn't need anybody to tell us what to do or what the rules are or how to be nice to other people, or like we shouldn't need anybody to tell us that. It should be intrinsically inside of us. Like inside of us, we should already know that's wrong, that's right. Oh, don't treat that person that way. Oh, don't talk to that person that way. That's not nice. Like, be kind. Like, we should intrinsically know how to be kind. We should be involved enough to know, like, you don't go and hurt other people. You don't take from other people. You respect other people, so on and so forth. That's my true, like, idealistic, super idealistic take on things, would be like, we shouldn't need any government to tell us what to do. Like, we don't need a government to take care of other people who have maybe like less than us. We should just do it automatically, like as a community. It should be like a community effort. I mean, that's probably some, idealistic take or whatever, but man, I just wish we could just evolve past all this chaos and do better. Okay, I'm going to park this one here because there's nothing below. So this is one of those instances where I'm going to park over to the side of the square that I'm working on. Park. So they're kind of piling up there. Okay, let's see what's next. What's this color? I can't believe the dogs are still asleep. Let me check the time. Yeah, they'll probably be getting up soon. Maybe I should go ahead and just stop here while the getting is good, so to speak. Let me turn down the Spotify for a second here. Is that working? Oh, I got it on the screen. Ooh. Turn it down. Okay. So here we are at the end of this particular Flosstube video. Again, my name's Cail/Daphne. Everybody online calls me Cail, but my name is Daphne. So, I'm working on Once Upon a Fairy Tale. This is a Heaven and Earth design. I'm doing Royal Rose to 4/1. So I'm really filling it in there. 4/1. I don't think I could switch over to 3 now. So it's 4/1, Royal Rose, and I'm just going across the top, and then I'm going to come back around under the next 2 squares underneath. So these 2 squares, then these 2, then these 2, and so forth. But all the way left to right, and then I don't know if I do left to right or right to left. Maybe right to left, and then left to right, and just all the way down. Just zigzag all the way down, 2 squares at a time. So this is 10 by 10, that's 100, so 200 stitches approximately. A little bit more if it's, you go down on the side or whatever. I'm also going to work on 2 swans in a pond and my dragon charmer, which is an Aimee Brown piece of art. So let's see if I can. Okay, I'm going to go over here. And let's see if we can figure out where I am on the pattern. I don't know if I saved the picture to my desktop. So here's the image. You can see the camera up there. So I'm over here. And we got some purplish coming in. That might be scissors. So that might be this purplish right there. Might be this book. Because I know I did this one. Right, so no, maybe not. I don't see this yellow up above it. Oh my gosh, and maybe this purpley red is that? No. I know I've gone further than that. I don't know. Is it over here? Maybe over here. That makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of purpley right in there. Right here. So you can see I've got like a lot to go. It's huge and it's super detailed. So that's where I'm at. Anyhow, I will pick up all this stuff, bring all my boxes and my water and my scissors and my pattern keeper and my material, and I'm gonna hightail out to the living room and bring the pups with me, and probably feed Rosie a little bit of lunch, see if she wants some. She's a real picky eater, so sometimes she doesn't want to eat lunch, and it's just like, you offer her chicken and she doesn't want chicken. Then you offer her beef, she's like, oh no, I don't want beef. She's like, oh, I just want the big girl's hard food. It's like, okay, whatever. Yeah, she's really picky. I don't know if that's because she's purebred or whatever, AKC or whatever the heck that is. But, oh my lord, my other dogs are just like, I'll eat it. Like, if you put it in my bowl, I'll eat it. But she's more like, if you put it in my bowl, I'll think about it. And if I'm in the mood, I'll eat it. If not, I'm just not going to eat it. So, she's a trip. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Like the videos, subscribe, come on back. I'll be doing more Flosstube videos. I'll be doing some more gaming. I did the Caileadair gaming when it came out on the Switch. You can check that one out on my gaming playlist. My opinions about that. I know that Fae Farm came out with a DLC, but I'm not real happy with Fae Farm, so I don't know if I'll check into it. I know something about frogs, and I'm like, man, it's fairies. Why are you doing a DLC with frogs? Why don't you do a DLC with like sprites or elves or butterflies? You know, something a little bit more fairy. So I'm not really thrilled about checking into that. I'm still doing my Disney Dreamlight Valley. I'll probably do another stream maybe tomorrow. I've still got a little bit of a sinus headache going on. Maybe tomorrow morning, instead of doing a Flosstube, I'll go ahead and do some Disney Dreamlight Valley gameplay. See where I am on the expansion. And I'm kind of starting to feel a little overwhelmed in that, so I'll have to see how to get back to enjoying it a little bit more. And not feeling overwhelmed. So wherever you are, have a good day. I appreciate you stopping in or watching after the fact, after I stop being live. Hopefully all the audio is cool and I sound okay and all of that good stuff. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below, or if you'd like to see me, see me work on 2 swans in a pond or the dragon charmer instead of this Once Upon a Fairy Tale. And yeah, have a great day. Be kind to people. Try and make the world a better place. We really could use it. And I will see you next time. Thanks.